Hello everyone. Today I would love to talk about the reaction of the FCT minister, that is the minister of Abuja, in the person of John Onaiyekan, to Cardinal John Onaiyekan. The bishops in Nigeria met with the president and they told the president the hard truth, that Nigeria as a country is bleeding and that the economy is very hard on the people. Those are statements of fact that cannot be gainsaid or denied. But John Onaiyekan, as usual, was doing his press briefing, and he, if I understood what he said, he accused John Onaiyekan of being partisan. I'm just paraphrasing. I would love to use this opportunity to tell the FCT minister, in the person of Wike, that the evidence on ground corroborates what the bishops they said regarding the state of affairs in Nigeria. People are being killed on a daily basis. That's true. Is it not true that the economy is hard on the people? I'm going to use Wike as an example. Nobody in Nigeria, even Wike's enemy, will come out and say that in terms of infrastructure, in terms of infrastructural development, that Wike is not performing. Some of us are Wike's supporters, but even his enemy can attest to the fact that Wike is performing very well in terms of infrastructure. I watched a clip by two individuals. One very popular. I'm talking about this Isaac Fayose. Fayose said it, that even though he's not a fan of John Onaiyekan, that in terms of infrastructure, Wike is performing. Even before Minister Wike became the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, I was watching him in Port Harcourt during his days as governor. Project upon project upon project upon project, Wike continued to commission project. There was a time I called my brother in Port Harcourt during Wike's tenure as governor. I asked him, why is it that the governor of Rivers State is commissioning project almost every week, and then our own governor in the middle belt here is not performing? What is happening? And he was like, well, in terms of infrastructure, no one can take that away from Wike. But I dare to differ with Wike on this one. His reaction to Cardinal Onaiyekan's position, for me, is just be political. The realities on ground are testament to the fact that Nigeria is not working, especially with respect to insecurity and the economy. So I disagree with Minister Wike on that one. Even if Onaiyekan was partisan, his assessment is correct. And the Muslims who are saying that Onaiyekan is critical of Tinubu because Tinubu is not a Christian, I also disagree with them, because I haven't seen any Nigerian who has something negative to say about Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, both Christians and Muslims. The Christians in particular, some of them felt very bad when Yar'Adua died, because Yar'Adua was a gentleman. He followed due process. He has respect for the rule of law. He was fair in his treatment of people. And things were not that bad during his time. So I disagree with Wike on this one. Even though when he was engaged in a very serious battle with Atiku, I supported Wike on that one. Because there was a time in PDP that they left the party was on the verge of total collapse. It was Nyesom Wike who revived that party. He brought people together, spent a lot of money on the party. Then all of a sudden, Atiku came from nowhere and wanted to usurp Nyesom Wike. So when Wike fought him and defeated him during that period, I supported Wike. I said, how can somebody prepare the table and the food and then you just want to come and take everything away? Just like that. Things are not done like that. So I supported Wike on that one. But this particular one, regarding the reaction of the cardinal and the bishops of Catholic churches in Nigeria, I disagree with Wike. The bishops were right. Cardinal Onaiyekan is right. Things are not working well in Nigeria in terms, especially security. The way people are being killed is too much. So I expect the presidency to say, well, in terms of insecurity, we admit that things are not the way they should be. We are doing our best. But this outright denial and saying that things are okay in terms of security, come on, that is just being insensitive. That is just being insensitive. And that gives credence to the fact that lives are no longer important in Nigeria. So for me, Minister Wike and those who for political reasons do not want to admit the fact that people are being killed in Nigeria, I urge them to be more sensitive. I urge them to be more sensitive. This is not an attack on anyone, but just a call to attention that irrespective of our political interests, we should be more sensitive and handle certain issues with caution. That is all I have to say in this video. And for Minister Wike, I believe in good governance. Whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, you practice Zoroastrianism, you are a disciple of Confucius, you practice Hinduism, Buddhism, I don't care. You are a traditional worshiper, I don't care. All I want is that when I go to the hospital with kidney failure, the dialysis machine should be functioning. If I have head injury, there should be CT scan to check the inside of my brain and tell the doctor what to do. The road should be paved so that I don't have accident. Children should go to school so that they can reason properly. You know, our elderly men and women should enjoy their old age without being terrorized. Our children should be free to toddle around without being terrorized, being kidnapped. That is all I'm after. I don't care whether they believe in a certain way. Just good governance. Should Wike come out today, as far as infrastructure is concerned, I will vote for Wike ahead of any other Nigerian. I have nothing against the man. But this issue of Cardinal Onaiyekan's statement to the presidency, I differ with Nyesom Wike on that one. With due respect. Thank you, and I'll see you again in my next video.